A very good evening to ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to TechGeek Webinars, our second in the series, and myself Bharat, Product Manager at TechGeek.com. TechGeek Webinars is an initiative from TechGeek.com to help techies grow professionally by learning from the industry experts every week. Today we are here to learn about SEO on-page best practices and checkups for developers. The presentation will continue for the next 45 minutes and we will address questions in the last 10 minutes. In case we could not answer all of them during the session, we will post them on techgeek.com where Lalit will answer them personally. You can post questions during the chat, in the chat available in the software during the session. Without taking much time of yours, I'll introduce our guest speaker today, Mr. Lalit Kataria, who is the Assistant Vice President at adlift.com. Lalit has 9 years of experience in technology, internet marketing, and client services. He specializes in online marketing, campaign development, and management, the website analysis. Lalit has hands-on experience in all aspects of organic search, social media optimization, and thorough understanding of technical aspects like website management. So I welcome Lalit Kataria. It's all yours, Lalit.
Thanks, Bharat. Good evening, everyone. This is Lalit, and today I will be talking about primarily SEO and how web developers should benefit from SEO and the best practices to keep in mind when a developer is coding. So just to put everyone on the same platform and to give you a brief overview of what search engine optimization is all about, I'll be quickly running you through SEO. Then we'll be talking about the best practices for developers, what all things should be kept in mind when it comes to on-page SEO and certain checkpoints, to-dos for developers they should keep in mind while coding. So search engine optimization is primarily manipulating or tweaking with the existing website content and to make certain changes on an individual page to make it search engine friendly and to rank in search engine result pages. So SEO is very beneficial in generating leads because it's entirely free of cost and it's kind of growing fast. For example, every second organization which is offline, they're feeling the need to come online and making their presence feel in the website domain. So they are getting their websites generated on a daily basis. So there is a need for the web developers to understand SEO and how they can help their clients to rank better for their theme-based websites. Also, all your competitors are doing it. Why not you do it? So your competitors are ranking good. They have their websites. They are all SEO friendly. So it should be an ideal practice to have an SEO friendly website for your clients. And SEO comes at no additional cost because it's all natural. It's not influenced. For example, Google AdWords, the paid ads that you see when you search for something on Google. So this is primarily comes with no additional cost. And the two important factors when we talk about search engine optimization are on-page optimization and off-page optimization. On-page optimization is primarily something which has to do with the tweaks or manipulation that you do on the website. That includes various on-page factors like inclusion of keywords, the keywords that you are targeting for an individual page, putting that in title tag. Initially, or I would say every single page on the website should have a unique title, just to make it sound unique and then give it its extra or its own weight in eyes of Google and all the other search engines. Along with that, there should be interlinking between all the web pages within the website, and age of the site is also a parameter that is there in Google algorithm that Google thinks while ranking any individual website. And along with that, use of targeted keywords in the content, use of targeted keywords in the URL, just to make URL well structured, and it sounds like more SEO friendly. For example, mywebsite.com slash education, or something else. No usage of question marks or any special characters. Appropriate use of H1, H2 and all the HTML tags, all tags, which we'll be discussing later in the presentation. Second most important ranking factor for SEO is off-page or link building. For a client website, building links from all the external resources across the internet in web directories, or getting fresh content written for the client and submitting into article directories, and making the anchor text link, or linking to the client's website, and linking the client's website from popular or trustworthy domains, and increasing the link popularity of your client's domain. So primarily SEO is ranking on a list of keywords that you are targeting for an individual website, and there are a lot of factors that should be kept in mind while a developer is coding an individual page. So we'll be discussing about all these on-page factors going forward. So there are a lot of factors when it comes to coding an individual URL for a website. For example, HTML tags, title tags, making a targeted keyword bold, or putting alt tag to an image. So the most important factor when it comes to SEO while coding an individual web page is title tag. So when a Google crawler visits a web page, the first thing that it sees on that page is title. So it should be kept in mind that the title tag is appropriately coded between the head tag of the URL. So the keyword should be appropriately put in to the H1 or the title tag. So the second most important factor when it comes to SEO is the inclusion of H1 or the headline tag. So H1 tag primarily speaks about what the content is all about on that page, and the use of targeted keywords. Apart from that, when we talk about the content on the page, so just to give extra influence to certain keywords on the page, we make them bold, or we put them under strong tag. Along with that, there is an image tag for some of the web browsers that do not support images, and for very slow speed connections where images are not being loaded, and that space for images left blank with a cross on it. So for that we have image tag which should be appropriately put in the code, and we have a code as we all can see that image src is equal to keyword .jpg. So the idea over here is to give the image a descriptive name. For example, if we have an image with a rack of textbooks, then we should name it as textbooks.jpg. It should not be any generic or a numeric number given to the naming convention. For example, 12345.jpg is not SEO friendly. So the idea over here is to give as much descriptive name to the image or the alt keyword that is allocated to that image. Apart from this, the keywords should be appropriately hyperlinked between the content, and we should have a proper coding structure as we all can see in this example given in front of hyperlink, like href, website name, then slash mypage.html with the appropriate targeted keyword and keyword in the anchor text that we are linking to for the landing page. Apart from this, we can also put no follow tag in the hyperlink. When we talk about no follow tag is something which Google crawler does not crawl. When I say does not crawl, if there is a hyperlink going on to a different page, Google will not transfer the authority or the trust of one page to the other page. So we can see the example in the next slide. All the different type of title H1 and different tags that we talked about. The first tag, which is the most important tag, is a screenshot about for one of the very known textbook rental websites in USA, which is bookrenter.com. So this screenshot talks about this page called textbook rentals, and as we all can see, the title tag is very important as it reads textbook rentals. So when Google crawler will come to this page, it will know that okay, this particular URL or particular page is talking about textbook rentals. When it comes to the URL, it reads bookrenter.com/textbook_rentals. So in a way, while coding, we are giving positive indication to Google crawlers. Okay, this is a relevant page. In the title, it has textbook rentals. In the URL structuring, it has got textbook rentals. And when it crawls further within the page, it sees H1 tag, which is also textbook rentals. So we are giving all sorts of positive indication to Google to rank this page higher up in the search engine result pages for a user who is searching for textbook rentals. So I think this would be the first or the URL that is shown on the first page of Google. So when we talked about hyperlink do follow, I have marked this use textbooks, which is a do follow hyperlink, and it goes to a landing page which also says bookrenter.com/used_textbooks. So this is an example for hyperlink do follow. So when we come down below, you can see an image alt tag which says what this book is all about. When you mouse over it, it will say the name of the book to which it is associated. So ideally, the idea over here is to give correct coding indication, or say correct indication to Google crawlers when it comes to a web page. So as a web developer, it should be a practice to incorporate correct tags or appropriate tags within head and within body, and then to use them as per the webmaster guidelines. Okay, the next, as we talked about title tag, which is the most important tag out of all the HTML tags, and we have a proper syntax that needs to be followed for Google crawler to appropriately crawl it. So so there is a syntax that we all can see in this. Title tag should always appear between the head tag, and there is a limitation of the number of characters that can be used while creating head tag. So the limitation is 70 characters. So while we are formulating, so as a web developers, we do not care much about okay what's a title tag. We just put some random keywords, and then at times we just put in the breadcrumb navigation into the title tag. So I think this is not the right approach. So as a web developer, the good practice would be to just review the entire web page. It just, I think, takes 2 to 3 minutes to just go through the content and to just put in the most relevant keywords that talk about that individual URL. For example, we talked about textbook rentals. So for that page, the most appropriate keyword was textbook rentals. So this is how it should be. So it takes like a little time to put in the title, but it is very beneficial when it comes to searching or optimization. So when you make the website live, so Google will know in the very first crawl, okay, this is the appropriate page for the target keywords, and that individual keyword which is assigned on a specific URL would start ranking, or would start showing ranks on sooner than the URL which is not SEO friendly. So ideally, the when you talk about title tag, so title tag appears primarily at 3 different places. So as we all know that when we open a website, for example, techgeek.com, so at the top of the browser you see certain characters or certain words, so that's primarily the title of the page. For example, in this case, we are talking about this website seomos.org, and you can see that the title is SEO hyphen search engine optimization, pipe separator, read SEO Moz, rank better. So this is one place where the title is being shown. The second place is when a user searches for something. For example, a user is searching for search engine optimization on Google. So this shows up as a snippet. So there will be 10 different results on the first page, and the title would be the one which is shown with a hyperlink, like SEO search engine optimization with a pipe separator, read SEO Moz. The third place where the title of any individual URL is shown is on the external websites. For example, all these social bookmarking websites that we have come across, for example, Dig, Delicious. So when we submit information about individual URL for a website, so they automatically pick up the title of the page and show it on their website. For example, if someone bookmarked homepage of SEO Moz, so this is how the title looks like. So another important factor while coding an individual URL is to take care of canonical issues. By canonical, we mean providing different URLs to Google. However, the content on all those URLs is exactly the same. So this is a common mistake which is done by, I would say, smaller or bigger websites. Bigger websites as good as I would say bookrenter.com, which is like the second largest textbook rental or college textbook rental book in USA. So while coding, as we all can see, what are the bad URLs when it comes to canonical. You can see mywebsite.com is one, mywebsite.com is one. So ideally, there should be a uniform URL for the website. For example, if someone is typing the website name without the www, so it should ideally be redirecting to the uniform version which comes with www.mysite.com. So also along with this, we have certain index.html files on the site which serve the same content to Google. So what Google sees, so out of these 4 different bad homepage URLs, so Google considers all these 4 to be different URLs serving the same content. So in eyes of Google, these are 4 different URLs. They are not just the same. So for us, it looks more like same, but for Google, it's not same. So Google ultimately will end up penalizing all those URLs. So the common practice would be to serve one URL to Google, which is the home page of the URL and which is uniform across the website. So ideally, canonical tag should be included in the body of the page, which reads something like link rel is equal to canonical and the uniform website name. So there are certain limitations with search engines and search engine indexing, and these are certain best practices that every web developer should take a printout of this particular screen, and then they should have this in mind while they're coding for individual URLs. For example, the ideal page size for any URL should be less than 150 kilobytes. and it should be less of images. We should not incorporate too many images. If the size of the images is more, for example, if you're using .bmp and the size is more, we should try minimizing the size of the images. We should try using .jpegs or .png files. And if we are using a lot of CSS files on certain page, we should try clubbing all those CSS file in one, or the next idea would be to like calling the CSS from a different location, which is not on that page, but called from a different location. Apart from that, because if the size of a web page is more, so the page load time increases. So in the recent updates from Google has said that if there are two websites which has got very good content and which is very SEO friendly, but one web page is taking a lot of time to load vis-a-vis the other website, so Google is ultimately going to rank the website which is loading faster in search engine result pages. So page size is very important, and it should be taken care that it should never exceed 150 kilobytes. Apart from this, all the web developers should keep in mind that the number of links on any web page should not exceed 100. So it should be an ideal practice. I would say 100 is something which should always keep in mind while coding for a page. We should not have like more than 100 pages going out from a single URL of the website. Apart from that, as we talked about, the title tag should always be less than 70 characters. It should not be spammy. It should be a well structured sentence or 3 different targeted keywords separated by comma or pipe separators. Post that, meta description, which is a description or a gist of what the entire URL is all about. We should formulate a good sentence which talks about the website and put it into the description tag. And I would also talk about what all parameters we should not be using while we are structuring a specific URL. For example, you can see that in that example, for no more than 2, like we should not be using special characters like question mark or ampersand and then node equal to 5 and argument. We should not be passing all these special characters just because Google crawler only understand simple English or simple separators, for example hyphen or underscores. Google crawler finds it very difficult to parse all these special characters. For example, if Google crawler comes to the URL which is a bad example, it would not be able to parse through this URL and go to a different URL. So the ideal good example of a well structured URL would be mysite.com/brands.php Nike. So it should be descriptive, should have a brand name or a targeted keyword, and also while we talk about the directory structure for any specific website, it should not be more than 4 directory level deep. So after a certain level, Google crawlers find it difficult to go into deep level directories, and it won't be able to crawl and index all the URLs on a particular website. For example, you can see a bad example which is like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 directory deep. Then we have the exact URL talking about car. So the best practice will be to keep as many less directory levels, and so that Google crawler is able to parse through all the directories and able to index and put all the URLs of the website in its database. One other important thing when it comes to coding is a 301 redirect. So primarily a 301 redirect is a permanent redirect which passes almost 90 to 99% of the page authority or a link juice while we are doing a redirect from one URL to a different URL. Also 301 redirects refers to the HTTP code when it comes to redirection, and 301 redirect is the best method for implementing redirect on a website. as well as on the same domain, or we are shifting from one domain to a different domain. So there are certain best practices that should be followed when it comes to redirecting one single file or a directory to a new file, or redirecting entire website to an entirely new domain. So there are certain examples that should be followed and kept in mind while doing this. As we can see in the screenshot, while redirecting a single file to a new file or directory, this is something that should be followed in the .stxs file. So all these 3-1 redirects are done in the .stxs file, which is present on the root of the server. So so this is what a perfectly optimized page would look like when we perfectly code it in terms of title, h1, and making certain targeted keywords in the content bold, and putting the right file name and alt text. So let's start from the very beginning. So we can see the page title is chocolate donuts, and the website it talks about the brand is Mary's Bakery. So ideally, when Google crawler comes to this page, it knows that this page is talking about chocolate donuts, and then the meta description: Mary's Bakery chocolate donuts are possibly the most delicious, blah blah blah. So this is well under the limit of 155 characters, which is under the Google Webmaster Guidelines. So when it comes to headline, the headline is again neatly done. It reads chocolate donuts from Mary's Bakery, and then the body text has repetitions of chocolate donuts and all the related keywords. When you go to the left, it reads image as chocolate.donuts.jpg, which is again positive indication to Google that okay, this image is all about chocolate donuts, and it helps in indexing the image as well. And we have alt attribute which also reads chocolate donut. So this is how a perfectly optimized page would look like, and this is how the page should be coded by all the web developers. We'll be talking about certain checkpoints when it comes to robots.txt, or how we should well optimize robots meta tag syntax or sitemaps, and we'll be taking all these parameters individually. So ideally, while we code for any URL, there are certain things that we unintentionally do and stop the spiders from crawling any web page or the entire website in one go. So there are certain issues or certain common robot traps that we should keep in mind, and we should always avoid these things while coding for individual URLs. So first thing would be input forms. So input forms, it's kind of a never, it's kind of a putting the robot.txt into some sort of trap, because if it's an input form, so Google robot will not go out and index all the other pages when it gets into input forms. The second thing, session IDs. Session IDs are kind of it's kind of form of cookies that do not have any expiration date attached to it, and they are frequently used in URL string, which can create serious problems for search engines. In a way, every request produces a unique URL with duplicate content. So we should ideally avoid using session IDs while we are structuring a URL, and at times we unintentionally restrict Google bots crawling individual pages through cookies. So these should also be avoided to some extent, and we should not use a lot of frames on individual URLs, or we should not have too many. We should not have login on all the pages, so that it's because Google cannot go ahead and log in. so login should not be there on all the pages of the website. So next we will be talking about something called robots meta tag syntax. So ideally, robots meta tag creates page level instructions for Google search engine bots. So it gives indication to Google bots that okay, this is the page that needs to be crawled by Google bot, or this is a page that should not be followed by Google bot, should not be indexed or kept in its database. So there are a hell lot of command instructions that can be given to Google crawler when we are building a page or a website. For example, while we are creating a website and it's partially up, and some of the URLs or some of the sections on the website are not up. So we can help we can use these meta robot tags on individual pages, so that when a Google crawler comes to these web pages, and they should not crawl it or index it. So meta name and there is syntax that should be used for robots meta tags. For example, in order to exclude individual pages from search engine indices, the no index meta tag should be used, which is given as an example in the screenshot as well. So there are a hell of different commands that can be used to restrict Google bots access to individual pages or to the websites as well. Again, a very important thing when it comes to coding and which I think personally that every web developer should have a look while he's coding for the website or for individual URLs. So basically, robots.txt or I would say the robots exclusion protocol is a group of web standards that regulate web robot behavior and search engine indexing. How you want an individual page to be indexed or crawled by any specific robot, for example, Google bot or MSN bot or Yahoo bot, how to restrict the entire website or individual URLs to be crawled by Google, or passing on certain parameters for individual directories or directory that contains passwords or any private file on the website that you do not want Google crawlers or any specific crawlers to be crawled. So the idea is to place the robots.txt file is primarily placed in the top level directory of the web server in order to be accessed by all the Google bots. So there are some examples that we can see over here how a robots.txt syntax would look like. For example, if we want to block all the web crawlers from all content, this is primarily done when the website is not up and we are still working on the website, and we want the Google crawlers not to crawl any web page on the website. So we pass on these parameters. User agent colon star is primarily for all the Google, MSN, Yahoo, and other crawlers, and disallow colon slash is for like disallowing all the Google crawlers to crawl any content on the website. Next example would primarily be for Google bot, because it specifically reads user agent Google bot. So this is an indication to Google bot that no hyphen Google should not be crawled by Google crawler. So Google crawler, when it comes to this individual directory, it blocks and it does not index this individual folder in its database. Again, the third example that we see over here is a direct indication to Google bot that it should not crawl a specific web page that reads blocked page.html. So there are a set of various best practices when it comes to writing a robots.txt file, and it is very important for any and every website, and it's primary thing when it comes to all the web developers, that they should understand, and they should use the correct index for robots.txt syntax. So one of the very important things when it comes to coding, when it comes to crawling of all the URLs on a website is sitemap syntax. Primarily, sitemaps are of two types. One being HTML sitemap, which allows which is for both users and for Google crawlers, and it allows basically a HTML sitemap is inclusion of all the URLs that are there on the website, and they are categorically put into a web page that has linked to all the internal pages of the website. And this is important as it is bulleted outline text version of the site navigation, and the anchor text displayed in the outline is linked to all the pages of the website. So Google crawler, when it comes to this HTML sitemap, it can crawl all the different URLs which has been put categorically in one go. And apart from HTML sitemap, the other sitemap which is only important from search bot is XML sitemap. The sitemap, there are different online tools available to create this sitemap and submit it to various search engines so that they can crawl the website in a more effective manner. Using this sitemap, search engines become aware of every page on the website, including any URLs that are otherwise left behind while navigating or while going deep down the directory level. And then there are times when Google crawler does not crawl or does not go beyond third level or fourth level or fifth level directory. So if all these URLs are present in the XML sitemap format, it becomes easy for Google crawler to crawl all these URLs in one go, and there is a specific syntax that is attached to XML sitemap. If everyone can see the attached syntax which says location. Location would ideally contain the name of the individual URL. In this case, it's mysite.com, and the next parameter we have the last modification date. In this case, it's 25 May 1987. So ideally, this every page on the website should have a last modified date attached to it, and how frequently it's being changed. So in this case, the change frequency is monthly, and the priority again depends from URL to URL. So ideally, the priority of the home page of any site should be 1, and it decreases when it goes below in the directory level structure. So this is ideally the sitemap syntax for XML format. And when it comes to URL structuring or naming the XML file on the website, so the default location or search engine looks for the sitemap as the example that we can see in the screenshot over here would be like mysite.com/sitemap.xml or sitemap.xml.gz. So these are some of the naming conventions that are recognized by search engines that look for XML sitemap or on the website. So to sum it up, so all the web developers that those who are listening to this, listening to me right now, web developers and SEO has always been colliding in terms of when it comes to implementing whatever a search engine optimization guy says to web developers. But there are certain set of best practices that everyone should come or agree to while coding a web page or a website, so that ultimately the goal is to make every single URL on the website search engine friendly and to generate traffic for individual web page and targeted keywords on the website. This is all about the best practices that we as developers should keep in mind while coding a web page, and how to make every individual URL on the website SEO friendly. So guys, I'm ready to take up any questions that you guys would have. Yeah, Keshav, W3C validation is important for SEO, because Google also considers everything to be a place when it comes to the tags, the implementation of different H1 or hyperlink, and all the strong or bold text to be put in. Ganesh, I mean, we as SEO people, Ganesh, you have asked how to control the age of the site. Something okay, age of the site is something we cannot control. It absolutely depends on the registrar when we get a particular domain name registered. Uh, General, you had a question on canonical tags. Canonical tag is basically a tag that is a kind of indication to Googlebot if there are two different URLs on the website. For example, mysite.com slash index.html is one URL, second URL being mysite.com. They both are serving the same content. So we want to provide one uniform URL to Google. So in this case, we use the rel is equal to canonical tag in one of the URLs. For example, www.mysite.com. So this is how we implement the canonical tag. Keshav, you asked, should you prefer underscores to dashes in file name? Okay, so this has been a very interesting question, and webmasters across internet has been talking about it all the time. So I personally would prefer dashes instead of underscores. We have a question wherein the attendee has asked, is iframe lethal for SEO? Well, iframe would not be lethal if it's at all a requirement of the client, but we kind of suppress it. We do not kind of kind of like, we don't want to have too many iframes on a single page just because Google crawler cannot read what is there in the iframe. The next question that we have is, if we are doing SEO for any website, how we can show the result of SEO to the client. So in this case, I would say there are various parameters or metrics that can be shown to the client. One, in terms of on-page optimization, wherein you can show to the client that these are the number of pages that has been indexed since the day you started optimizing the website. And when we talk about link building, you can show the number of link builds on a monthly basis in various online repositories, for example, website directories or article submissions or social bookmarking submissions. So you can create an Excel file wherein it says in week 0 these were the number of URLs that were indexed for the website, and in week 4 the number of indexed URLs increased to say some X number, and one tab can have the list of submissions in web directories, the other tab will have the list of submissions in articles, so on and so forth. So we have a question on web analytics. I would say that web analytics is the backbone of SEO. So when you start optimizing a website, you should have access. You should get access from your client to the web analytics, because it gives you the trend, the search traffic trend, what people are searching for on search engine and getting to your website, what is the bounce rate, how to get the bounce rate down, and it gives you all sort of information about your target customers, the geography from where they're coming on, and the kind of new customers who are landing to individual pages on the website on a weekly or a monthly basis. So I think webmaster or webmaster tools or web analytics are two important tools to work on when you're working on any of the client's website. Sanjay, you have asked what do you think of PageRank. I would say PageRank is important, but not that important, because it's kind of a metric given by Google, wherein it shows there is also an algorithm attached to it. When Google values certain page by the authority and domain trust that the neighborhood it has. For example, in layman terms, I would say that if someone says that okay, Sanjay is famous. For example, some of your friends says Sanjay is famous, so that would not give Sanjay so much importance. But if Shah Rukh Khan comes and says that Sanjay is important, that gives a lot of importance to Sanjay. So this is how PageRank works. If like 10 different websites with PageRank of 8 or 9 links to your website, obviously the PageRank of the website will go up, and the domain authority and the trust of the website will go up. Abhishek, you have asked, does changing already submitted SEO data with the newly modified data affects site's visibility? This is absolutely fine, because Google crawlers are always on lookout for fresh content. So if you are working on any of the website and then you are changing or making changes to the title, or you are making changes to the URL structuring, or adding something to the content, or like boosting up the interlinking within the website, it is absolutely fine. Google says positive to it. Okay, Keshav, you have asked what are the latest ways to improve backlinks to websites. So as per the latest updates, I would say again submitting URLs in the theme based web directories which are of high page rank. For example, submissions in page rank 3 and above websites, creating fresh content and only submitting to article directories that have got some authority and domain in Google's eyes, page rank 5, page rank 6, 7 directories, and above all, social bookmarking submission is one thing which is good, considered good by Google when it comes to link building for a individual website. So Pankaj, you have asked that all web developers are doing the same process, but how to bring on top ranking? So I would say this is something web developers have a very limited role, as I mentioned earlier. I mean, a web developer's role is to make a URL or a website SEO friendly when it comes to usage of correct HTML tags or correct title tags, but the main optimization work starts after that. I mean, web developers give a good platform to work on. So we as an SEO would further enhance what you have done. For example, if you have a nice platform, like everything set from web developers and title, description, the interlinking, URL structuring, so we go ahead and submit all the good URLs to the external resources. So I would say so there is a certain limit to search engine optimization when we talk about web developers. I mean, web developers cannot like bring any website to first page of Google or any search engine rankings. So okay, Pradeep, you asked what is the difference between 301 redirection and canonical URLs. So ideally, 301 is kind of a permanent redirect. For example, if I'll give you two scenarios wherein you are trying to redirect one URL on the same domain to a different URL. So we can use 301 over here. But and the second option would be when you are trying to redirect one URL from one domain to a different URL or a different domain. Even we can use 301 redirect in that case. However, canonical implementation is restricted to one domain only. For example, there are two URLs on the same domain, one with www and one with non-www. So canonical tag can only be implemented on single domain. However, 301 can be implemented on two domains. So we have a question where the attendee has asked how all tags help in increasing page rank. So I would say all the tags that we use on a particular web page, may it be title, may it be H1, may it be all tag. So think of these as very tiny screws. So all these screws should be tightened to get a good page rank. So individually they would not have a bigger role to play, but when we club all these tags together, they have a bigger role to play. So Pradeep, you have asked sometimes Google blacklist websites. What are points we should keep in mind to avoid blacklisting of website? So there are two ways of looking to it. First thing would be the best practices that I talked about. We should always follow the Google Webmaster Guidelines while coding a website. Usage of correct tags, URL structuring. We should not do anything which Google frowns upon. We should not be practicing black hat techniques, which again Google frowns on. And when it comes to off-page, like building links on external resources, we should not build links from bad neighborhood, from websites that are like blacklisted by Google, or websites that do not have much page rank or higher authority. So these are two things which should be kept in mind to avoid blacklisting of the websites. We have a question from Pankaj that reads, suppose we got any client website to do SEO and bring on top 10 URL on Google, then what our process we have to do. So again, Pankaj, it's a two-way approach. First thing would be to make the website SEO friendly, keeping in mind all the aspects that I talked about. First thing would be the correct URL structuring and and above that the title tag implementation on all the URLs across the website. It should be unique. It should contain targeted keywords on all the URLs. Apart from that, the third important on-page aspect would be interlinking within the website. Every single URL on the website should be interlinked to the homepage as well as the other internal links on the website. So this helps passing of the link juice or the page authority to different URLs on the website. Apart from that, there are certain best practices when it comes to link building that I also talked about. Link building in theme-based websites, theme-based web directories, article directories, creating fresh content on blogs, talking about your client, your targeted keywords, and building links in social bookmarking websites, getting more of social links to your website, social mention of your website, and asking someone to write guest post about your target keywords or about your client. So these are some of the best practices you should deploy to rank on top 10 URLs. Apart from that, it also depends the kind of market that you're targeting. I mean, if it's too competitive, it gets difficult to rank in top 10. But if it's a new website or vis-a-vis old websites, new websites obviously will take anywhere between 6 to 9 months to show any rankings on Google. However, if it's an old website, the chances of ranking are better. Nine, you have asked what should take keyword separator, comma, or a pipe separator. So again, this is a very good discussion topic among webmasters across the domain. So I personally feel that a pipe separator is better passed by Google crawlers, and that's what I use while doing SEO for all the websites. Wise. Okay, Keshav, good to know that you are an SEO blogger, and you asked that what are the top 5 things you could tell your clients as an SEO specialist. So first thing would be what even Google says, that just try to emulate uh, users behavior, what users are looking for. So if you are able to suffice what your users are looking for, you will be able to rank on top of Google as well. So it's kind of emulating user behavior. So if a user is looking for fresh content or fresh blog post, just provide fresh blog post to the user. So this is how you will generate more trust and more authority for your blogs or for any of the clients that you're working for. Okay, guys. Thanks for attending the webinar, and it was pleasure. And thanks a lot.
Well, thank you, Lalit. It was wonderful and truly knowledgeable session for us, and we look forward for another session on advanced topics in SEO. And thank you audience for attending this and making it a success with your participation. And it was highly interactive. Looking forward to your regular participation for the upcoming webinars from TechGeek. Thank you all. Thanks a lot.